The quarter almost disappeared forever inside a vending machine. A retired truck driver in Pennsylvania held it between two fingers for half a second, then paused. Something felt wrong. Not fake. Not damaged. Just different. The coin looked darker than the others in his pocket. The edges seemed unusual. And when he tilted it under the gas station lights, the word Liberty flashed sharply across the front. That tiny moment changed his entire day. Because a few hours later, collectors online were studying photos of the same coin. And suddenly, a simple 2001 United States Liberty quarter didn't look so ordinary anymore. Now here's the strange thing. Millions of Americans still carry these quarters every day without ever checking them closely. Some sit inside old coffee cans. Some hide in dresser drawers. Some are trapped between car seats right now, and a few may actually be worth far more than 25 cents. Not because every 2001 quarter is rare. But because certain details can turn an everyday coin into something collectors search for constantly. And later in this story, I'll explain the tiny mistake many people make that instantly destroys collector value before they even realize what they found. That part alone could save somebody's coin. Now let's rewind for a second. The year 2001 was part of one of the most successful coin programs in American history. The 50-state quarters program. People everywhere started checking pocket change again. Kids collected maps. Adults saved rolls. Families searched through jars together at kitchen tables. For many Americans, this was the first time coins felt exciting again. And the 2001 designs became especially memorable. New York. North Carolina. Rhode Island. Vermont. Kentucky. Each quarter told a different American story. But hidden among millions of normal coins were tiny minting surprises collectors still chase today. Now imagine this. A woman cleaning her late father's workshop disco. Don't polish it. Just hold it carefully by the edges. Now let's talk about one of the biggest reasons 2013 coins became interesting. Mint errors. Some errors are tiny. Others are impossible to ignore. And one type especially gets collectors excited fast. Off-center strikes. That happens when the coin isn't perfectly lined up during production. The design shifts slightly to one side. Sometimes only a little. Sometimes dramatically. And when the date is still visible, collectors pay attention. Imagine pulling a crooked-looking quarter from your pocket change and realizing it might actually be worth far more than face value. That's the kind of discovery collectors dream about. But that's only one type. There are also double strikes. Weak strikes. Missing clad layers. And die cracks that create strange raised lines across the coin. Some people mistake these for damage. Others throw them away. Collectors don't. And here's where the story gets even better. Not every valuable 2013 coin is an error. Some are valuable because of low circulation quality and high-grade condition. Especially coins graded mint state by professional services. Now if you've never heard that term before, here's the simple version. Mint state means the coin looks almost untouched. Sharp details. Very few marks. Strong original shine. Finding older coins in that condition is already hard. Finding modern circulation coins that stayed perfect is sometimes even harder because people handle them carelessly. That's why some top-grade modern quarters surprise people at auction. And yes, even a 2013 quarter can attract attention if it's exceptional enough. But here comes another twist most people never expect. Certain mint marks matter more than others. Look carefully near George Washington on the front. You may see a tiny P, D, or S. That small letter tells you where the coin was made. Philadelphia. Denver. Or San Francisco. And collectors study those marks closely. Especially the S mint coins. Why? Because many San Francisco coins were made for collectors, not everyday circulation. Some were silver proofs. Beautiful mirror-like coins with sharp detail. And if those stay in perfect condition with original packaging, collectors often pay much more than face value. Now imagine this. A family inherits an old coin box from a grandfather. Most of it looks ordinary. Buttons. Old receipts. Loose change. Then hidden in a small envelope. Perfect 2013 proof coins. Still untouched. That kind of moment keeps collectors searching year after year. Because treasure rarely announces itself loudly. Sometimes it hides quietly in plain sight. And now I need to tell you about one mistake that fooled thousands of people online. A few years ago, social media exploded with claims that every 2013 quarter was worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. That simply wasn't true. And many people got excited too quickly. Here's the reality. Most 2013 quarters are still worth 25 cents. The valuable ones usually have something special. An error. Exceptional condition. A proof finish. Or a rare combination collectors want. That's why careful checking matters. Not hype. And honestly, that's what makes coin collecting exciting. You never fully know what you're holding until you look closely. Now let me tell you a quick story that collectors still talk about. A woman cleaning her late father's garage found several rolls of quarters taped inside an old toolbox. She almost brought them straight to the bank. But one roll looked unusual. The coins had deep mirror surfaces. Sharp edges. Barely touched. They were collector rolls from 2013. Nothing life-changing overnight. But valuable enough that she later said one sentence that stuck with people. I almost spent history without looking at it. That line says every tea because coins are more than money, they're little time capsules. Ignored years ago. Those regrets stay with collectors for decades. One man later discovered he had spent a possible error quarter during the early 2000s because he thought it was damaged. He said he still thinks about it. That's why experienced collectors check their change carefully. Every single time. Now here's another surprise hiding inside some 2001 quarters. High-grade coins. Even without errors, certain quarters become collectible simply because they survived in incredible condition. Sharp details. Strong luster. Almost no marks. Professional grading services sometimes certify these as mint state examples. And when top-grade modern quarters appear at auctions, prices can surprise people. Because finding truly flawless circulation coins is harder than most beginners realize. Machines scratch them. People drop them. Banks roll them roughly. So surviving pristine examples become desirable. Now let's shift for a second. Because this next part changes how many people see coins forever. Coins are tiny pieces of history. Think about where a 2001 quarter may have traveled. Restaurants. Airports. Casinos. Road trips. Family vacations. Millions of hands. Millions of stories. And somehow, one unusual coin survives all of that untouched enough for somebody to notice years later. That's incredible when you think about it. Now here comes something many viewers may want to check immediately after hearing this. The edge of the quarter. Most people never examine it. Collectors do. A normal quarter has a clean ridged edge. But missing clad layers or striking problems can create unusual coloring or texture. Sometimes copper shows strongly. Sometimes the edge looks uneven. Tiny clues matter. And sometimes the smallest clue leads to the biggest discovery. Now imagine sitting at a kitchen table late at night. Lamp glowing. Magnifying glass nearby. Loose quarters spread across a towel. To outsiders, it may look boring. To collectors, it feels like a treasure hunt. Every coin carries possibility. That's why people become hooked on this hobby. Not because every coin is valuable, but because every coin might surprise you. Now let's talk about internet rumors for a second. Because this part matters. Online videos and listings sometimes claim ordinary 2001 quarters are worth thousands of dollars. That confuses many beginners. The truth is simpler. Most 2001 quarters are still worth 25 cents. The valuable ones usually have something special. A genuine error. Exceptional condition. A proof finish. Or a rare variety collectors want. That's why research matters more than hype. Serious collectors study real sales, not fantasy prices. Still, rare discoveries absolutely happen. Every year. And that's why people continue searching through change. Now here's one of the most fascinating things about coin collecting. The best discoveries often happen during ordinary moments. Cleaning drawers. Emptying pockets. Opening old jars. Checking inherited boxes. Treasure rarely announces itself loudly. Sometimes it hides quietly beside paper clips and receipts. A family in Michigan once found old quarter rolls taped inside a closet shelf during renovations. Most were common. But one roll contained beautiful untouched 2001 proof quarters. Not life-changing money. But enough value to shock them completely. More importantly, it sparked curiosity. Suddenly the family started checking every coin carefully. That's how collecting begins for many people. One discovery. One surprise. One question. What else could be hiding here? Now before we finish, there's one important lesson every collector eventually learns. Patience beats excitement. The second people think they found something rare, they rush online and believe the highest price they see. But asking prices are not always real values. Some coins get listed for huge amounts and never sell. Real collector value comes from rarity, condition, demand, and verified sales. That's why experienced collectors stay calm. They research carefully. They compare examples. And they learn slowly over time. But even knowing all that, the excitement never disappears. Because somewhere tonight, someone will unknowingly receive an unusual quarter in change. Maybe from a diner. Maybe from a gas station. Maybe from an old coin jar untouched for years. And maybe someone watching this right now already owns one without realizing it. So before you ignore your spare change tonight, take another look at your 2001 Liberty quarters. Check the mint mark. Study the edges. Look for strange details. Because the difference between an ordinary coin and a collectible one can sometimes come down to one tiny mistake almost nobody notices. And those tiny mistakes, they're exactly what collectors spend years searching